Hey everybody, my name is Josh the RV Nerd. That is Markdown Mark, king of the big discount. And we are actually in a Coachmen Mirada Class A motorhome that just came in on trade. We're doing a little test drive kind of quality control in this when it comes in, and I thought, what a cool, unique opportunity to get you some different kind of footage. And meanwhile, I'd like to show you how we can access the cabin, and then we'll do our normal walk-around tour. So this is a bath and a half model, and you've got a full bathroom in the back. And one of the big questions that you're gonna have is, you know, can I use the toilet in transit? Now, if the camera's lurching a little funny, it's because I ain't exactly got my sea legs, and we are putting her through her paces. We're testing brakes, we're testing that kind of stuff, so I'm just kind of dealing with it as it comes to me today. But interesting little, you know, scenery that we're seeing here, all these empty fields in sunny southern Michigan today. But the question that we had on the bathroom, there is a half bath right here that is hallway accessible. So if you need to get in here, let there be light for travel use, or if you want to make this like your guest bathroom, you can. Now, one of the big questions that I always try to answer too is, when we're in motion, can I use the bed? And the answer here appears to be absolutely yes. Now, you have the full master bath back there, but to get to that, you're gonna have to crawl over the bed. But again, because we have the half bath, I don't think you need to. Also, the brakes work. Maybe heads up next time. Feel like an episode of Dukes of Hazzard. Them old Haley boys are at it again. So other than a little brake check, it's actually been pretty smooth ride, and handling it really appears to be extremely well kept. But, you know, I've been walking around and talking. I think maybe we talk to the pilot for a minute.
So it's been driving phenomenal, shifting in and out of gears properly, stays right in its lane, and there's no better way to see the country than a Class A motorhome with the panoramic view.
And remember, folks, there's three main things to do in Coldwater, Michigan. Buy a camper, get a drink, and leave. Not necessarily in that order. Alright, so as we're pulling back in here to the dealership, I just want to thank you folks for taking a little trip with us. And I hope you appreciate the extra effort that we go to here at Haylett RV. I don't usually document this where we go through and we test drive, and we do proactively pre-screen and quality control even the used RVs that come in here, so that when you buy from Haylett RV, you know you're getting a fair deal. Now, I'll always shoot you straight, even if I see something that isn't completely right. And I noticed something here. I don't know if it's an issue. I just observed it. When the slide is closed, it looks like the caster wheels on that sofa extension portion right there really press into the floor. And there's a little indentation there. Now, it's not hurting anything. It's just kind of there. But even if it's not a major deal, to me, maybe it's a major deal to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm always going to point stuff out, and I'm going to let you make the decision. In the meantime, I'm going to finish setting this sofa back up. So, funny story. Not really like, oh wow, that's really funny, but more like, oh boy, what an idiot. This RV actually came in on trade yesterday. I got most of the footage you're seeing yesterday. I got all the still photos yesterday. And then when I went to put it all together, I realized I never recorded the interior. Not one lick. I did all that work and all that setup, and then apparently I just, I don't know, went home. So, enough about me and my early onset, I call it Halfheimers, not quite Alzheimer's, but maybe getting, actually, you know what? I lost a grandfather to Alzheimer's. That's not a laughing matter, but my coping mechanism is always humor. So you know, apologies there. All right, let's get into all the good stuff here. And I'm not sure where I want to start. Let's start right up front so that I don't lose my train of thought. We have ourselves, of course, a 7-foot ceiling. This is dual air conditioning, by the way. Keep you nice and cool, even if you go south, if you're going to be a snowbird, fly south in the flying V of the interstate, and you know, enjoy yourself some warmer weather. Obviously, the captain's chair here can pivot around. What's a little less obvious, you might see that little silver kind of dot in the ground right there. It does have a removable table that you can slot in place. So, you know, real handy if you're at your destination, and that's one of the real benefits of a Class A motorhome, is the way that your captain's chairs can pivot around, and really they kind of you regain some otherwise lost living space that a Class C just couldn't offer. Now, another really nice touch here, I want to get you up close so you can see it, is you actually have dual shades all the way around these panoramic viewing captain's windows right here. And both front shades are actually power, both side shades are a slow rise manual. But I like the fact that, let's say you're going down the road and you don't want to obviously put your night shade down, the solid shade that we're looking at, so that you can't see. You could still pull down the day shade and really blot out a lot of that harsh sunlight so that you're not getting a wicked glare in your eyes when you're driving. That is one of the hiccups with a panoramic window. A lot of sunshine can be blasting you right in the eyes. Well, the good news is that you can, you know, avoid a lot of that. Now, up here on our little co-pilot station, if you need to be the one running your phone, a GPS, if you're running a computer, or just whatever, you know, you got those dual 12-volt power plugs up front, so if you want to add a USB adapter or anything in there, you could. And you just, you know, push it closed when you're not using it, basically. The all-important morning coffee mug holders is apparently something I need. If I'm a little less than plucky right now, it's because I was up late trying to keep up with all the pictures and video and YouTube comments and everything that come in. I'm like a one-man band here, so if I don't have like pricing on our website, folks, I'm getting to it. I'm doing my very best to get there as soon as I can. One thing I want to mention, see the generator start button there, we'll see a master control panel back in the hallway. This generator, it's got some hours on it, but sometimes, folks, that's not actually a bad thing. Like, this generator has 975 hours. These folks like to spend some time off the grid. Well, what that means is the generator was actively used, monitored, maintained. You know, when it needed oil changes and all that stuff, it got it. When it needed spark plugs and fuel filters, it got them. It didn't sit there and rot the way some generators sometimes do. That's kind of almost a catch-22 in the used RV industry, is that people will see a motorhome with very low mileage and very few hours on the generator and think, holy cow, you know, I lucked out, because we're used to shopping for cars and trucks, I think. RV industry is different. You need to use things with a motor periodically or else they start to rot. And I think I've talked enough. I'll take a quick break and I'll get you a good look at all the kitchen cabinetry and really all the stores throughout the entirety of the living room. Now that kind of extension, telescoping, L-shaped, almost sectional style sofa right there, you don't have to telescope out and extend that one side. You can, you don't have to. It's just really handy to be able to do that. That is, by the way, a big, I'm shooting from the hip, I believe that's about an 18 cubic foot residential refrigerator there. TV at a very easy viewing angle, whether you are, like, I'm standing at the driver's seat right now, so if the driver's seat was spun around, you'd be able to see the TV. If you're sitting anywhere around that sofa, you can see the TV. If you're working in the kitchen, you got it. It's not a mystery. You can see the TV. Electric space heating fireplace down here, gonna take the nip out of the air. And once again, we've got that half bath. I want to give you a better look at it here. Since, you know, the only time you got to see this previously was when Mark was doing a brake check and I was getting tossed all over the sofa like some WWE star getting blasted on a picnic table from the top rope. I don't know. I don't watch it. I used to. Woo, boy, did I used to. So this half bath, it's a little simple, but what else do you really need? And a nautical term not often used in the RV industry is the word aft, meaning like the back of the coach, effectively. And if I do say so myself, this thing has one kick-aft cabin. Anyway, we've already seen this RV with the slide closed, but here, you know, with the bed open, you see that how it's nice and easy to walk through. You've got the same sliding pocket privacy door for the entry to the master bedroom here that you have back to that big bathroom. You've also got this huge, the entire wall is just literally nothing but storage space. And I tell you what, I will get all that open for you, but real quick, first, I want to give you a peek up here at the headboards, because you've got cross breeze windows, on the head, on each side. They're maximum size. They put the biggest windows in there they could, and those are nice, large stands. Whether you are a CPAP user, or even if you're just somebody like me who likes to put a phone beside you. One of the things I like about RVs like this is with that tall ceiling, you know, it's very comfortable in the shower for somebody like me. And I like this corner organizer kind of caddy thing that the folks put in there. It's basically just a tension rod, but it's brilliant. And I don't know how well it's translating to camera. That is a big shower. If you got to get in there and wash a labradoodle, you got room to do it. By the way, did you notice that in the half bath, it also had a stainless sink like you're seeing right here? It's just those kind of little details, I think, that make all the difference sometimes. And folks, this mirror just keeps going. It's the Energizer Bunny mirror. It just keeps going and going, and you get the idea. I'm not going to keep doing that. I always found that commercial a little bit annoying, and I know that my voice can tend to drone on at times, so I'm pretty sure that there are definitely instances in which I can be annoying too, and I don't want to be that guy. Now, one of the first questions I had when I looked at this is I went, I wonder if that rear big closet or cabinet or pantry or whatever you want to call it back there, linen cabinet, is washer dryer ready, and I don't believe it is. It's just not quite deep enough as far as I can see. I actually wanted to climb in the shower just to give you a little bit better angle here and give you more appreciation for something. The shower's big, but the floor space in the bathroom equally large. If you're looking for leg room, hip room, shoulder room around that toilet, if you're a bigger person, this thing's gonna fit you fantastically. Another really handy feature here is this energy management system. One of its great functions is not that it just stops and starts the generator, because I can do that right here, but the fact that it has an auto gen start feature. So if you're camping off grid, if you're running all your lights and fans and stuff like that and your batteries start to dip down a little bit, it can fire up the generator to get all of that topped back off for you, so you don't run into that unfortunate instance of like, oh crap, I drained all my battery power. Now, another thing that's actually not super well known, but it's actually pretty common in the RV industry, is that, like, this RV has a gas generator. It's a gas-powered engine. They share fuel cell. But the generator is not able to suck gas below a quarter of that tank. So basically, if you're in the middle of nowhere and you're running that generator like crazy and you didn't realize how much load you're putting on it and how much gas you were sucking up, you cannot empty your gas tank with the generator here. You always have at least a quarter tank of gas to get you back from wherever. The general care and upkeep of this thing is also, it just looks absolutely fantastic. Not just inside, but outside as well. This is really our first good look at the exterior, obviously. The high gloss everything here. I don't see any like weather checking or fading. No impact damage where they bumped into something, or I don't see anywhere where like tree branches rake the side of this thing or anything like that. It looks phenomenal. We're on a Ford chassis. We have a Triton V10 gas power plant, and I'll tell you what, when Mark was testing her out there, it just about, knocked me down a few times. It was getting the job done. And for half a second, I was really taken aback by the fact that it did not have side turn signal cameras, and then I realized that I'm just an idiot. They're right down here, and I like them when they're low like this, so you can really get a good view of the next lane. You're looking straight down the lane, not like downward at it. All of these Goodyear tires, by the way, looking absolutely fantastic. And when I say the skin gloss looks phenomenal, that is exactly what I mean. It has a mirror-like reflectivity about it. Being as this is on the Ford chassis, that means she'll have a 5,000-pound tow rating, which is going to be pretty good for like a, if you're going to tow a small car behind you or a little enclosed cargo trailer, anything like that. The weather is fairly fine today. A little snow on the ground, but I believe we're going to be able to get you up there on the roof. But first, I want to make sure you get to see all of the exterior baggage compartments. We're going to start on this side, then we'll sweep down the other side, and we'll end up on the roof. Figure that one out. And I wanted to get us up here really, frankly, as a formality more than anything else. This has a fiberglass skinned laminated roof, like, well, really, like a bigger, almost say diesel pusher, something like that. And here's another thing. The beige colored sealant is the original factory stuff, and you could see where the previous owner was absolutely on top of, maybe to an excessive degree, their preventative care, maintenance, and upkeep. And I noticed that was the case not just up front, but also back here on the rear termination strip, as well as the skylight. This is exactly how you wish all used RVs were maintained. And it occurred to me when we were looking at that storage, I never took a chance to show you the outside entertainment center. You may have remembered how down in that baggage compartment there was like its own entertainment unit as well. So this truly does have legitimate two-zone entertainment, and that's cool. And it occurs to me the one major overarching question I haven't answered so far is why? Why is it here? Basically, the previous owners, they had a whole bunch of plans, and with just the way things worked out, it really didn't even have anything to do with like COVID stuff. They were not able to go RVing as they planned. They didn't want to give up RVing, they just didn't need something this big anymore, and they had a truck to tow a fifth wheel. So they swapped it out for a shorter 24-foot Jayco Eagle fifth wheel here at Haylitz. And proof positive, you don't just have to trade up, you can trade down sometimes too. At least with a decent place like us, you can. So if you have any other questions, please give our team a call. I hope you appreciate the extra information, some of the hijinks, and maybe some of the unintended knock me down on the sofa comedy that we had today. Short of that, give us a call. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone. Another handy feature is the energy management system here. That's this green panel. Black. Black with green. Another handy feature on this one is the energy